Hello and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host Shreya Savijay. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. Long, painful spells of load shedding spark rage in illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan. Pandemic and inflation worsen the situation. 40 days of harsh winter, Chilai Kalan knocks the door of Jammu and Kashmir. Cocoon auction market reopens in Udhampur. Farmers take a sigh of relief. Later, we'll have a look at this year's Christmas celebrations in our special edition of Incredible India. People in the illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan demonstrated against the administration for long and painful load shedding. People say their region is enduring up to 20 hours of power cuts. The government had promised uninterrupted supply of electricity to the people, but never paid heed to their needs after coming to power. A transmission tower was set on fire by locals in Gilgit-Baltistan, citing it was of no use as the region was not getting any power. While a large number of the illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan receives just 5 to 6 hours of electricity in a day, remaining does not get even that. Locals who held a demonstration against the government said that they were duped into installing smart meters at their homes but never given adequate power supply. The meter with unnecessary features charges more than the conventional rates. They want them removed.
हमने आज यहाँ पे एहतजाज किया है। कल हम आरसीसी चौक पर एहतजाज करेंगे। अगर फिर भी हमारे मुतालिबात नहीं माने गए तो हम सेक्रेटरी वाटर एंड पावर के दफ्तर का घेराव करेंगे और हम अवामी तौर पर मीटर तोड़ो मुहिम का आगाज़ करेंगे। ये जो स्मार्ट मीटर नामी एक चीज़ हमारे ऊपर मुसल्लत की गई है, इसको हम तोड़ देंगे, गवर्नमेंट के मुंह पे मारेंगे ऐसी चीज़ों को।
Gilgit-Baltistan, a region under Pakistan's illegal occupation, is among the top regions in the world with maximum electricity generation potential. Home to some giant soaring rivers and gigantic glaciers, the region is blessed with abundance of water resources, thus making it a suitable destination for hydropower generation projects. However, due to the absence of a political will, deep-rooted corruption and systematic discrimination by the authorities, the residents are deprived of proper supply of electricity. The available sources of power cater mostly to the people of Pakistan and not the region.
पूरे गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में बिजली का इशू है। उस पे ये हुआ कि स्मार्ट मीटर नामी चीज़ जो कराची में रिजेक्टेड हुआ था सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले से, उसको ला के यहाँ पे मुसल्लत किया गया। नगर कॉलोनी से लेके सकारगोई तक स्मार्ट मीटर लगाए गए। इन शराइत पे लगाए गए कि इनको 24 घंटा बिजली दी जाएगी, फ्री जोन, लोड शेडिंग फ्री जोन बनाया जाएगा। लेकिन वक्त के साथ साथ इन फिरौनों ने इस बिजली को काट के अपने नुमाइंदे जो बैठे हुए हैं उनको बिजलियां देनी शुरू की और अब इस टाइम ये हाल है कि यहाँ पे 18-18 घंटा बिजली चली जाती है और जहाँ पे लोग इस टैक्स को देते नहीं है, बिजली के बिल को देते नहीं है, वहाँ पे बिजली के लोग मज़े ले रहे हैं।
Most of Gilgit-Baltistan's electricity revenue is exhausted as salaries and perks to the Pakistani officials, and a minuscule of it is allotted for the development of the ongoing projects. Authorities use cheap and outdated machinery along with substandard material that leads to the downfall of the efficiency of the power plants. Residents complain that the electricity crisis is deepening day by day, as it is not only affecting their day-to-day lives but also their health and employment.
मुर्दाबाद
बिजली वाले
मुर्दाबाद
बिजली वाले
मुर्दाबाद
बिजली वाले
मुर्दाबाद
The illegally occupied region of Gilgit-Baltistan is not just facing the problem of load shedding, but at the same time grappling with pandemic and inflation as well. The cost of almost all items has touched a new high. People are struggling to fulfill their basic needs with the income they earn through their menial jobs. Locals say with the coming of Imran Khan's PTI in the region, their life has just changed to worse.
The quality of life of people living in the illegally occupied territory of Gilgit-Baltistan has deteriorated from bad to worse, with skyrocketing prices of almost all the items in the market. A sharp rise in the fuel, food, and transportation costs has severely hit the domestic budgets of people in the region. Inflation has made the life very difficult for local people who are finding it hard to survive.
इधर महंगाई का ये आलम है कि लोग बाज़ारों का रुख करने से कतराते हैं। तो अभी पहले लोग जो हैं बाज़ार में आते थे तो 400, 500 या 1000 की चीज़ लेके जाते थे। अभी ये आलम है कि लोग पाव और आधा किलो पे गुजारा करते हैं। बहुत लोगों का जीना दुश्वार हो गया है, तो अभी लोग मजबूर हैं कि क्या करें, कैसे गुजारा करें। इसलिए मेरी हुकूमत से अपील है कि कुछ जो है लोगों को रिलीफ दें और खुदा का खौफ करें और इस महंगाई पे कुछ कंट्रोल करें।
With no employment and businesses shut, coronavirus had already disrupted the lives of people in Gilgit-Baltistan, and now inflation is acting like a salt in their wounds. While accusing the newly formed government, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, for this rise in prices, locals say that this party is least concerned about their needs and don't know how to run the government.
महंगाई बहुत अरूज पर है। मैं मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से मेरा ताल्लुक है। जब देखें कि कोरोना का दौर है, हर तरफ हमारे जो जितने भी कारोबार है सब बंद होकर रह गए, तो ऐसे हालात में मैं मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से पहले तो हम फिर 3 वक्त की रोटी खा सकते थे, लेकिन जब से ये कोरोना है सब तमाम कारोबार बंद है, तो बड़ी मुश्किल से हम जैसे मिडिल क्लास लोग दो वक्त की रोटी खाते हैं। तो आप खुद अंदाज़ा लगा सकें जो मिडिल क्लास से भी नीचे साफ फ्लोर पर आ रहे हैं तो उनका क्या हाल होगा इस महंगाई की वजह से। तो असल वजह यही है कि कानून ना होने की वजह से महंगाई है। दूसरा ये है कि जो उन्होंने चीज़ें बहुत इम्पोर्ट बाहर कर दी हैं, इनको इतना अंदाज़ा भी नहीं था हमारी ज़रूरियात कितनी है। देखें गंदम का हमारे पास इस वक्त शॉर्टेज है, तो हमारे पास हमारी ज़रूरियात का इनको पता ही नहीं था, उसको एक्स्ट्रा समझ के उन्होंने बाहर इम्पोर्ट कर दिए। अब जब हम उसकी ज़रूरत पड़ रही है तो हम बाहर जब एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं तो हम उसकी दुगनी कीमतें अदा करके एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। मेरे नज़दीक तो इनको जो गवर्नमेंट चलाने का ज़रा भी इनको ढंग नहीं है।
While Pakistan has been witnessing economic challenges owing to its incompetent policies, the Gilgit-Baltistan region, which is already marginalized, has borne the major brunt of high inflation. The economic losses being faced by Pakistan due to policy paralysis are compensated from its illegally occupied territories of Gilgit-Baltistan and POK, and this sudden escalation in the prices is just one aspect of its exploitative designs.
Next, we move to Jammu and Kashmir, where the 40-day period of harsh winter has taken the whole Kashmir in its grip. Popularly known as Chilai Kalan, this is the time when temperature drops down to sub-zero and use of Firin and Kangri increases in the valley. So let's go a little deep to know more about this shivering cold condition that has also been inspiring the literature and folk culture of Kashmir for years.
The gloomy yet beautiful period of Chilai Kalan has knocked the doors of valley. The Dal Lake that lies in the heart of Srinagar city has started to freeze amid the sub-zero temperature. The mountains are covered by a thick snowpack, plants have frozen, and people are heading towards markets to buy the knee-length cloth firan, the traditional firepot, kangri, and dry fruits to protect themselves from severe cold conditions. Regarded as the most severe part of the winter in Kashmir, this 40-day period begins on December 21 and ends on next year, January 31. It is then followed by a 20-day Chilai Kurd, a small cold, and a 10-day long Chilai Bacha, baby cold. While recounting the memories of past, a famous historian, Zarif Ahmad Zarif, says that our ancestors start preparing for this period in advance, and it was not like a calamity for us, but we used to celebrate it.
हमारी माएँ बहनें जो हमारे यहाँ औरतें होती थी वो सितंबर के शुरू से ही सब्जियाँ सुखाते थे। हमारा हर कोई चीज़ 5 महीने 6 महीने के लिए रिज़र्व होता था। हमें ये पहले से ही मालूम होता था हमें कोई अब आने वाला है जिससे हमें मुकाबला करना ज़रूरी होता है, तो इस लिहाज से हम तैयार रहते थे। हम मिडिल क्लास के लोग, अपर क्लास के लोग, मिस्किन जो गरीब लोग हुआ करते थे, सब इसके मुकाबले में अपने अपने महाज पर बराबर चाक चौबंद रहते थे। ये हमारे लिए कोई आफत नहीं थी। जब बर्फ़ पड़ती थी यहाँ, उसी से हमारी सिंचाई होती थी, पानी होता था पीने का, नहरों का, दरियाओं का, पहाड़ जहाँ हमारे होते थे बर्फ़ से, वो समझ ले चांदी जैसे वो पकड़ी बांधी होती थी उनको। हम मॉडर्न ज़माने में हम तो कदरें बदल गई हैं, रिवायात बदल गए हैं, तो इस लिहाज से हम ये सेलिब्रेट करते थे।
Chilai Kalan is also said to be a period when people go back to their roots, as in the biting cold. Only Kashmiri handlooms, weaves and handicrafts can come to the rescue. Harissa, a traditional dish of Jammu and Kashmir, which is made of lean mutton mixed with rice and flavored with spices like fennel, cardamom, clove and salt, is also consumed a lot during this chilly weather. This dish has a double nutritional value than mutton alone and is rich in protein and fat, enabling people to brave the harsh conditions. Locals say that though they had to face a few challenges during Chilai Kalan, but it is an age-old culture and tradition of the valley, and they warmly welcome it.
हमारी खुशकिस्मती है कि हम कश्मीर जैसी जगह में रहते हैं, जो कि जिसको ऑब्वियसली पैराडाइज ऑन अर्थ कहा जाता है। तो ये मेरे को पर्सनली अगर मैं बताऊं, मेरे को विंटर्स अच्छे लगते हैं, खुसूसन जो स्नोफॉल है मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है। स्नोफॉल मतलब कुदरती जब वो खूबसूरती बढ़ जाती है ज़मीन की स्नोफॉल की वजह से, तो बहुत ही अच्छा है। मतलब मेरे हिसाब से लोगों को विंटर्स मतलब वेलकम करने चाहिए, जो ये चिलाई कलान है वेलकम करना चाहिए। हाँ, इसमें मतलब थोड़ी बहुत परेशानी आती है मतलब इस सर्दी वगैरह की, लेकिन ये मतलब हमारे बुज़ुर्ग भी मतलब उन्होंने भी देखा है बहुत सालों से, फ्रॉम हंड्रेड्स ऑफ ईयर्स बैक। तो ये हमारा ट्रेडिशन है, कल्चर है, हमें इसको मेरे हिसाब से सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए।
Having provided a creative impetus to many artists and writers with seemingly mundane subjects of bare trees, frozen rivers and isolated towns and villages, Chilai Kalan has also inspired the literature and folk culture of Kashmir for years. It is the time when bitter cold casts a spell of laziness and people burdened with multiple layers of clothing, topped by firan and ensnared in the warmth of kangri, find it hard to step outdoors. To add some excitement in this bone-chilling weather, a number of cultural programs are organized in the valley, during which the artists electrify the atmosphere with their energetic performances, along with giving locals a reason to come out of their houses and celebrate.
Jammu and Kashmir has one of the oldest sericulture businesses that is well known for its quality of silk and traditional silk weaving industries, providing the gainful employment to about 30,000 families in the rural areas of the Union Territory. To facilitate these silk farmers and enable them to sell their cocoon produce at reasonable rates, auction markets have turned out to be a great platform. Though due to COVID-19, the auctions got delayed this year. But now with the reopening of markets, people are finally taking a sigh of relief. Have a look.
India, the second largest producer of silk in the world, enjoys the unique distinction of producing all the 4 varieties of natural silk, popularly known as Mulberry, Tassar, Mug and Eri silk. One of the largest silk producing territories in the country, Jammu and Kashmir has a large section of population in which sericulture serves as a significant occupation. Enabling this section to attain better livelihood by selling their produce at reasonable rates, several auction markets are organized on timely basis across various parts of the territory. The recent one was held in the Udhampur district of Jammu and Kashmir, which is well known for producing the best quality silk. As the market was organized after a long time due to the ongoing pandemic situation, it provided a great relief to around 3,000 cocoon farmers of Udhampur. Though the farmers praised the government efforts for holding the auction market, they also expressed their concern regarding the rates which have come down due to delayed auction caused by the pandemic.
अभी ये मंडी लगाई है, इसमें गवर्नमेंट का शुक्र अदा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन रेट बहुत कम लग रहा है क्योंकि बरसात का मौसम बीच में निकल गया तो खुपटी का थोड़ा रंग खराब हो गया और थोड़ी खुपटी हल्की हो गई है, लेकिन इसका रेट थोड़ा कम लग रहा है। सरकार से हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि इसका रेट डबल किया जाए ताकि महलों का कोई दिल में थोड़ा हो कि हमने मेहनत की है तो हमारे पल्ले में कुछ पड़े।
Like all other sectors, the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has also hit the sericulture sector in Jammu and Kashmir. To save growers from the losses, the Sericulture Department, in collaboration with Jammu and Kashmir Industries Limited, procured A and B grade of cocoon from the farmers residing in Jammu, Udhampur, Kathua and Riyasi districts in the month of August. They facilitated auction of 116.64 metric ton cocoon, costing over 3.19 crore. While in Jammu, 7.09 metric ton of cocoon got auctioned, in Udhampur, it was 84.04 metric ton. Similarly, in Kathua, the auction produce was 16.24 metric ton, and Riyasi, it was 9.27 metric ton. Now, as the things are slowly getting back to normal, Udhampur Sericulture Department organized the auction market, inviting traders from other states as well.
हमारे लॉकडाउन की वजह से हम मंडी में हमने पहले लगाई थी, लेकिन उसके बाद हमारे, क्योंकि वो मंडी लगाई थी हमने, सिर्फ JKI वाले ही उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे थे और JKI वालों को बड़ा लिमिटेड सा कोकून परचेज करना था और इसलिए वो उन्होंने जितना परचेज करना था करने के बाद वो चले गए थे। हमारा जितना भी क्रॉप है वो मैक्सिमम वेस्ट बंगाल में जाता है और बंगाल से अभी जो हमारे बायर्स हैं वो आए हुए हैं और उनके आने के बाद हमने यहाँ पे दोबारा मार्केट शुरू की है। जो हम पहले दे रहे थे कोकून, उसमें सिर्फ A और B ग्रेड के ही कोकून ले रहे थे। इसमें जितनी भी कोकून होंगे A, B, C, D, जितनी भी जो भी यहाँ पे होगा सारे हम लोगों को परचेज कर लेंगे और लोगों का पैसा है वो टाइम उनको अकॉर्डिंगली दे देंगे। ये तकरीबन 2-2.5 महीने लेट हो गई मंडी हमारी कोरोना की वजह से। तकरीबन हम ये बरसात से पहले इसको कवर कर लेते थे, लेकिन अब बरसात निकल गई है क्योंकि लॉकडाउन था। लॉकडाउन की वजह से बंगाल से लोग बाहर नहीं आ पा रहे थे, फैक्ट्रीज भी बंद थी उनकी पड़ी हुई। और अब जैसे ही लॉकडाउन खुल रहा है, लॉकडाउन फेसेस खुल रहे हैं, तो अकॉर्डिंगली हम वो मार्केट्स उनकी अपनी फैक्ट्रीज वगैरह चल रही हैं तो वो लोग आ रहे हैं और हम उनको कोकून सेल कर रहे हैं।
With around 4,717 hectare area under mulberry cultivation in Jammu and Kashmir, sericulture sector holds immense potential to generate self-employment and provide remunerative livelihood opportunities for the youth of territory. In the recent past, many women have also started playing an active role in cocoon rearing as it is less laborious as compared to other agriculture activities and could be easily carried out along with other daily chores at home. Moreover, with the efforts of Jammu and Kashmir government and gradual adoption of latest techniques by farmers, the cocoon productivity is increasing year by year.
Next, we move on to our section of Incredible India, where today we'll take you to get immersed in the Christmas festivities. Commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ, Christmas is observed with great pomp and splendor across the country. But this year, due to the pandemic, the celebrations were kept a low-key affair.
Churches decked up with beautiful lights and carols energized the whole atmosphere as the country stood festooned in the special colors of Christmas. Days before the festival, markets were packed with variety of wreaths, banners, stockings, Christmas trees, colored baubles, fairy lights, stars, Santa Claus hats and many more decorative items. Fondly called the season of gifts, people flocked the marketplaces to do shopping for their loved ones. Though there is much enthusiasm at this time, but this year due to COVID-19 pandemic, less people were seen strolling in the markets.
COVID has taught us the true sense of Christmas to be simple, with less celebration, care for the others, concern for the others. I think Pope has also conveyed this to all the Christians all over the world to have care for the others this time.
Christmas is the time for merrymaking when people get together to spend quality time with their family and exchange gifts. Men and women decked up in new clothes took part in the mass prayer session and sung choirs in praise of Jesus Christ. This year, churches took care of all social distancing norms along with temperature checks and sanitizations to avoid the virus spread.
We are having only a symbolic celebration this year. Only selected representatives are invited to be part of the Holy Eucharist, which is the main prayer that we have as Christians, as Catholics. And we have restricted the number of entry to the church today.
To pump up the Christmas spirit, cake exhibitions were also organized across different cities of the country. The exhibitions featured dozens of cakes that were based on a wide variety of themes like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Lord Nutradge, and a number of different cartoons and caricatures. Special cakes were made to highlight the theme of coronavirus. Visitors were delighted to see such creativity and were happy to be part of the exhibition after a long break amid the pandemic.
It's too beautiful. They fall too much to work. All the cakes I like here, Doraemon cake. And after Corona, we came here. We didn't went to any events. Very happy to tell this.
There are lots of variety of cake and fondant displayed here. It is very beautiful to see. The little minute and tiny handmade works, it is very beautiful to see. There are many varieties of cakes like the Barbie doll theme, especially the Corona theme, which is a most global top around the world because the Corona is the trending one this year, we all know. So it is very beautiful. It creates awareness cake. This cake is awareness cake, and I like that.
Observed as a religious and cultural celebration among billions of people around the world, Christmas is an annual festival that commemorates the birth of Jesus Christ. As the festival comes to an end with the new year, it leaves people with several memories to cherish throughout their life.
From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India celebrates a number of festivals throughout the year, which are the presentation of the country's rich culture and tradition that we shall continue to explore in our section of Incredible India. So that's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.
कोरोना वायरस जैसी वबा से बचने के लिए किसी से भी मुसाफा न करें। एक दूसरे से कम से कम 1 मीटर की दूरी बरकरार रखें। आंख, नाक और मुंह को न छुएं। खांसते और छींकते वक्त मुंह और नाक